Hi Taurus, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly report for the month of November. It is a huge month because we are in eclipse season. We're already feeling the build up in the middle of October. There will be a partial lunar eclipse in your sign on November 19th at 27 degrees and 14 minutes of Taurus. So everybody is feeling that. You're certainly feeling that. That can bring completion, fruition to your efforts, but can also bring a lot of endings and departures. Maybe things that need to be ended. And eclipses bring things to light, and they make us see things in a way we never have before. Eclipses come in pairs, so there will be a solar eclipse on December 4th at 12 degrees of Sagittarius in your house of healing and transformation and renewal and hopefully money. So hopefully that will help. But eclipses are erratic. They're like new moons and full moons on steroids and intense, and a lot happening in a very short period of time. In the month of October, 4 planets stationed direct, enabling you to move ahead with your goals and get things done in an unpredictable time and in a chaotic time. Pluto, the planet of death and regeneration. Saturn, the planet of responsibility and karma. Jupiter, the grand benefic, the planet of optimism and higher learning. Mercury, the planet of communication, information, and transportation, all stationed direct in October. At the end of September, all the planets were retrograde. So no matter what, that helps us and assists us. So in the beginning of November, the Sun and Mars are both transiting in your house of relationships and partnerships. Your career is a huge focus in the age of Aquarius, and that's where Saturn is going to be for you in your house of achievement until March 7th of 2023. But right now in the immediate, the focus is going to be a lot more on relationships and partnerships. Mars is where the action is. It's in your of relationships. If you're looking to meet new people professionally, romantically, socially, great opportunity to do so. The Sun is there until November 21st, and Mercury is exiting Libra soon. It's been in the sign of Libra since August 30th, in your house of routine, work, and daily habits. So focusing on being productive. So as we begin the month of November, Mercury squares Pluto on November 2nd at 5:39 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that can bring power struggles and it can be challenging. So just know that people might be combative with that energy. On November 4th, there is a new moon that takes place at 5:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 12 degrees and 40 minutes of the fixed water sign of Scorpio. This new moon is in your house of relationships and partnerships. If you're single, set intentions for meeting people if that's what you want to do. If you're in a relationship, it can bring great renewal and new beginnings, but plant new seeds. This is a wacky new moon because it opposes Uranus at 7:58 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The Sun will oppose Uranus. So there can be unexpected twists and turns, unexpected breakups or meetups. Maybe you meet somebody unexpectedly, but it's going to be a very busy day. Set intentions, do rituals, and this is the annual new moon in your house of partnerships. On November 5th, Venus enters the sign of Capricorn at 6:44 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in your house of learning, teaching, promotion, and publicity. Venus rules your sign. Venus is going to retrograde on December 19th at 26 degrees and 19 minutes of the cardinal earth sign of Capricorn. And this sets off where Saturn was on and off from March 4th through November 4th of 2020. It will station direct on January 29th of 2022 at 11 degrees and 4 minutes of Capricorn. That defaults back to December of 18 and January of 2019. So we're retracing the majority of the Saturn and Capricorn transit, because it was there from December 20th of 2017 until December 17th of 2020, almost the entire time, starting the end of 18, so reevaluating how you can tap into hope and optimism, taking classes. Many of you will be going back to school, and many of you will be teaching and promoting yourself. If you have your own business, you're looking for a job, really figuring out how you can be productive and creative in those endeavors. On, let's see, on the 5th of November, Mercury also changes signs. At 6:30 p.m., Mercury enters the fixed water sign of Scorpio, where it will be until November 24th in your house of relationships and partnerships. So again, a lot of focus in this area of your life, this ending of the year, the remainder of the year. And then on November 6th, Mercury is a very helpful sextile to Pluto, the planet of empowerment. And this occurs at 11:59 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that's really good for healing work, for partnering with others, and just feeling positive and empowered. On November 10th, Venus forms a beautiful sextile to Mars at 7:57 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that is lovely energy, but that is going to be a challenging day, as Mercury will square Saturn at 12:04 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. For you, there could be issues with relationships at work, maybe personal relationships, but there could be delays or disagreements. And later that day, Mars squares Saturn at 6:14 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That can be a little nasty, that kind of energy, but can feel frustrating. But it's good for doing things that require a lot of patience. You can work alone, it's probably advisable. On the 13th of November, Mercury opposes Uranus at 3:07 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and no, at 10:57 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that can bring unexpected business, perhaps. It could bring unexpected events, but it could be exciting. That could bring some illumination and could be good for brainstorm. It could be exhausting, but could be exciting. And then on November 15th, Venus squares Chiron at 3:07 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that can bring the wounds, and that can definitely, be good work for embracing that and dealing with that. And then later, the Sun squares Jupiter at 2:58 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that just expands the energy and can be a bit excessive. On November 16th, there's really nice energy. The Sun is in harmony with Pluto and forms a sextile at 4:01 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And for you, that's really good for partnering and tapping into optimism, and just really nice energy for feeling confident. November 17th is more combative and difficult energy. Mars in Scorpio. Mars can be ruthless in Scorpio. It opposes Uranus at 12:23 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That can be energy where people are very reactive. They go off really easily, get triggered. You know how you control your own emotions and yourself. Be wary. That can be accident prone energy. Be wary on the road, and just know people are going to be very fired up. On the 18th of November, we're also getting close to the full moon eclipse, so that's like a full moon on steroids. There is really nice energy on the 18th. Really work with that. Mercury forms a beautiful trine to Neptune at 10:38 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that's good for tapping into your dreams and doing manifesting work. And then at 10:08 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, November 19th at 1:08 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Venus in forms a beautiful trine to Uranus in your sign. That's very innovative and creative and helpful for you to tapping into optimism. The lunar eclipse occurs at 3:57 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in your sign, in the fixed Earth sign of Taurus. And it's a degree off from the fixed star known as Algol, which is a fixed star associated with challenges, misfortune. It is not an easy fixed star. Some may want to lose their head with this energy. It can be very difficult, but try to tap into Mercury trining Neptune, about being compassionate, about being creative and using your imagination. Try to tap into Venus trining Uranus, which is very innovative, very creative, and good for connecting with other people too. And this full moon brings fruition and completion. Maybe you've been working on something for a long time and it brings it to its finality, but also realistically it is a intense full moon. So recognize that you will be feeling it more than anybody, but we're all going to be feeling it. On November 20th, Venus, which rules your sign, squares Jupiter. Those are the two benefics, and that occurs at 6:43 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That is just an excess of energy, but after this big full moon eclipse, I think that a lot of us will be feeling a lot of emotions. On November 21st, let's see here, the Sun enters Sagittarius at 9:34 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Venus is also in harmony with Pluto that day, and that helps because Venus rules your sign and Pluto rules your house of relationships. So again, bringing healing around love and, offering and giving love to others. It's really important right now. And then on November 23rd, Mercury exits the sign of Scorpio and enters the sign of Sagittarius at 10:36 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It'll be transiting in your house of healing and joint resources and dealing with loss and facing the wounds. But again, universally, we're all dealing with this in some way or another, and at least the Sun in Sagittarius brings light to that area for you in a very difficult time. And then on November 24th, Mercury enters Sagittarius. I mismentioned it. On November 25th, that's Thanksgiving in the United States. The moon is in Leo. It's a fun placement in Leo, but realistically it opposes Saturn, which is restrictions. It squares Uranus in your sign. It squares Mars in Scorpio. Not easy energy. But on the following day, on November 26th, Saturn, which is how we anchor ourselves and structure ourselves, forms a helpful sextile to Chiron, the wounded healer. And that helps all to heal collectively, which is important. And on October 28th, Mercury meets up with the Sun at 11:39 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. A lot of communication and information. We are now getting to the Neptune station because Neptune will station direct on December 1st at 20 degrees and 24 minutes of the mutable water sign of Pisces. And that energy is going to be strong. So it could be very hazy 5 days before and 5 days after. And on November 29th, Mars forms a beautiful trine to Neptune at 9:10 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That for you can be very good for partnering with others and tapping into hope. And then let's see, on that day, Mercury forms a beautiful trine to Chiron, the wounded healer, and that occurs at 9:41 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's helpful for healing and being positive about it in some way, hopefully. And then Mercury forms a stabilizing aspect to Saturn at 11:19 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time and at 2:19 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on the 29th, and that's positive energy for structuring communication. On the 29th, the Sun trines Chiron, the wounded healer. That's nice energy. And then Venus forms a beautiful sextile to Neptune at 3:46 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. Creative, romantic, beautiful energy. But again, the Neptune energy is really strong, and it stations direct on December 4th at 8:22 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And for you, it's stationing direct in your house of friends and groups. Maybe something gets uncovered regarding some friendships, or you find some news, or maybe a friend's going through a difficult time. But that Neptune energy will be strong for all of us, coming from a place of compassion. I wish you a lot of luck. It's going to be a big, big month for you, especially this lunar eclipse, the first eclipse in a while in your sign. So good luck, take care, and thank you.